Frosty!
Ew. What's up, guys? Happy Sunday to you. Hope you all had a good weekend, had a good week. Obe TA, man. Welcome to the stream, guys. Alright. This is a safe space for us to talk about stocks, crypto, commodities, indices, whatever you want to talk about. Anything that has a chart, we can take a look at. This is an interactive stream. If you've got anything you want me to do an analysis on, free, throw it in the chat. I'll be more than happy to do it for you. But let's get right into it, man. We're going to start it off with Bitcoin like we always do. Currently, right now, was doing nothing until I went live here, and now it's starting to pump a little bit. So take a look at where it is, see why it might be doing this, and if this is the bottom, right? Are we going all-time highs from here or something? Let's take a look, shall we? So moving into the daily, and we have about 54 minutes until the candle closes. You have a bearish engulfing candle going on that has broken a level of support. We're talking about this low back here from September 21st. So just not great. Strong confirmation candle. Again, has 53 minutes. It's getting pumped now. The chances of it pumping all the way back up to 40,000 are kind of slim, but anything can happen here, right? So on the daily, there's nothing really going on, right? There's no divergence or anything. Just selling off. All right, selling off back down to historical support. So broke the one from September 21st. So the next one that makes sense is going to be this one back here from August 4th. All right, and this golden range that we have going on here is simply Fibonacci from the low, the lowest low that we had back here in January 24th, to the high. All right, the 618 lining up with the, or not lining up, but creating a range with this low from that August 5th point. So we have a horizontal resistance or support line. Then we have the 618 Fibonacci line. So that zone could be a common area to get support. We're not there quite yet, and we're starting to get a pullback. So let's take a look and see what's going on. Let's move it to the 4-hour. All right, zoom it in a little bit. All right, so the last couple candles, just indecision after major selling, makes total sense. The RSI was down at around 23, right? Just oversold. So it makes all the sense in the world once you get oversold down around these levels to be getting some kind of support, some kind of relief. That's just what happens all the time. On the MACD, you could consider this some slight bullish divergence. It's weak. It never even went green. Didn't get it on the RSI, so just kind of throw that out, all right? The divergence argument is very weak on Bitcoin's 4-hour chart. So let's take a look. What you can see, right? You can see like an M shape going on here. And when assets start getting this far off from a high or, areas that you can do a Fibonacci, that's when the deep patterns start to go into play. The 1-1 shark, and then the crabs, the butterflies. All right, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna get rid of this old Fibonacci. We're gonna go from that low point over here from February 5th. We're gonna throw a Fibonacci from that low to the highest high that we had. We can see that we are right around the 1618, right, which is the golden mean ratio. Okay, that's like nice. The cream of the crop when it comes to getting reversals and stuff like that. So being that it is down there, I am also seeing that price here in the middle of the M shape is coming right around the 886 region. So what this is looking like is what is called the deep crab. Okay, so the deep crab goes to the 886. This comes up almost perfectly to the 786, the C point. All right, so we've got some Fibonacci confluence going on there, and then the 1618, which is right down here. Okay, so now you have a bullish harmonic going on, a pretty good one too. Right, the 886 to the 786, the 1618. So I mean, we're catching a reaction at a place that makes sense. And you were just oversold with a couple other things going on. Let me get the crab back up there. All right. The deep crab. Go.
Crab sticks do not actually contain any crab, and from 1993, manufacturers have been legally obliged to label them crab-flavored sticks.
Nice!
Nice. All right. So getting a reaction. There is no position to take here. All right. And the reason being is that, remember, we want the 3-to-1 odds. We want something that has a little bit of juice on it. Let me, real quick. I know I took off the old price here. All right. We're what, at 38.8? So even at this point, even if we did decide we wanted to take the trade down here when it was, indecision candles, not really doing anything, the best way to size it up as to whether or not you should take the trade, let's just go in hindsight here, okay? Let's get him in here. There he is. All right, we're going in hindsight. Hold on. I guess we can't see his exclamation. whatever. But let's do it in hindsight, right? Let's say it was the indecision candle an hour ago before we got this little pump going here. The resistance that we'll be looking for, the first target, you have the 200 simple moving average above you now, as well as what will now be acting as potential resistance, what should have been support, up here around $40,000. We are below the 40,000 now. It's not good. And now on the way back up, we're going to test it as resistance again. So the target would be right like in the middle, if not just directly at 40,000, which is right where the 200 simple moving average is now on the 4-hour chart. So that is a strong point of resistance, and the stop loss would have to go down below this support, like this golden zone. Even if you just wanted to put it below the 618, right? Even if you made it super tight, there's just not much. Like if you make it right at the 618, then I guess potentially you're gonna have to get past this resistance point. So really, it's gonna be something like this. Okay, that would be like the first target. So we're looking at like 2.4 with a really tight stop loss in the 4-hour. It's just not that great of a trade. Ideally, you'd want to put it past the 786 a little bit, and that horizontal support back there to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. It's only 3% of risking 3, but the gain is only like 3% too. And without divergence or anything, dude, it's just not, it's not good enough to consider it for a swing trade. You see what I'm saying?
That's not good enough.
It's not good enough. If you want to try and play it for like 3% before it hits major resistance and then sell it for 3%, it's like that's like a scalp play or something, right? That's not what we do here. But yeah, there's just not enough going on right now for this to be like an equitable trade that's worth, you know, taking the time on. Let it come up, let it just do its thing, all right? Just have some patience, let it come up into the resistance, see what it does there. Likely with what we're seeing here, no divergence or anything like that, we're going to hit it and probably back down to try and test again. Maybe here we're showing some good stuff. Okay, that would be with actual bullish divergence or something, then we can try it again. If it does break through, it will come back, and then maybe here we could look to get in, right?
Hey.
Just where it's at right now. Grabber, no secret shield. What's up, dude? Thank you for the sub, man. Appreciate that. Welcome to the community, brother.
Coming at you!
Dude. Thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, welcome to Obe TA, man. Here you can request anything you want. Anything with the chart, stock, crypto, doesn't matter. All free, man. Here to hang out, have a good time, do some analysis, try to make a little money along the way. But yeah, Bitcoin not showing anything good enough to take the trade on it. We could even move it to the hourly, see if there's anything better. Look, so in that 1 hour, it was up 1.5%. So you did get a pump after just going sideways. That's cool. Again, sure, you were getting some bullish divergence here, right? Just kind of going sideways with the momentum coming out of the oversold area. Whoop-de-doo, nothing special. And got a pump, right? And when you're looking at the hourly chart here, you can't look at the hourly and expect that it's going to like pump all the way up through 40,000. The hourly is a small time frame, so you get relative these small moves, right? The way it works. So it could get you up to its 50 moving average, maybe even up around 39.3 or something before coming down. No divergence on the MACD, just the RSI. And truly it's because it was just really it, man. Appreciate it. Won't be able to watch much tonight, however, I will be in for the next one. All good, dude. All good, man. Don't worry about it, brother. I appreciate you stopping by. So does Captain Hindsight here. But that's really it on Bitcoin. Alright, there's nothing to do at this very moment. Sure, you might see it come up into major resistance again, where it just continues the downtrend and heads into that the 786. What was it? 786 or the 618. All right, and come back to this inflection point back here from August 4th, down around 37,416. Okay, up, come back. That's where we could see some opportunity. Not right now. All right. All good, man. Let's move it to Ethereum now. All right, so Ethereum, cleaned it up a little bit. So Ethereum, just right off the bat on the daily, we do notice that it did fall below its support here, $2,661 back here from September 22nd. All right, so you are currently below it. You have not closed below it yet, so there's 43 minutes, man. If you can get back above and hold it, okay. Again, Ethereum is going to move the way that Bitcoin does, so Bitcoin not looking so hot. Ipso facto, Ethereum does not look so hot. So far, nothing on the daily implying any kind of divergence or anything. The negative momentum is just continuing to build. Ethereum, unlike Bitcoin on the daily, you do have the hidden bearish divergence, which has fully matured at this point, meaning you have a lower high. Let me change up the color here so we can see it a little bit better. We'll make it blue. Okay, you do have the lower high in price with the higher high on both oscillators. So for Ethereum, the daily downtrend that we've had going on here, this is implying continuation of that downtrend. So you just made a lower high, you'll go down and likely make a lower low. That's what the downtrend usually implies, before trying to catch a reversal. At the very least, you come back down to like 2100, 2165, this low from January 24th, to try and hold it, confirm it with some divergence this time. Again, you didn't have any back here. Slightly on the MACD, but none on the RSI. And that's often what you'll see when you're looking for the bottom. If you don't get the divergence on the RSI as well, oftentimes you'll just get something like this, make a lower high, and then head down to an area where you do get the divergence and the MACD. You know what I'm saying? And let me just paint it so you can see what I'm talking about here. So this is the lower low that was going on. All right, had it slightly on the MACD, but only had it, you just had a lower low on the RSI. So where you had a higher low on the MACD here, you had a lower low in RSI. You were just massively oversold. Bitcoin caught a little bit of a rally. It also did not have the RSI divergence, which is why it's probably coming back down to 32,000 to try and get it again. There's also some Wyckoff accumulation going on with Bitcoin, and I'll show you guys that so you can see the pattern that could be implied there. But yeah, Ethereum, dude, and down at 2,000. I mean, we've been talking about this forever, but you've got the beautiful bullish shark harmonic going. You want Ethereum to go to 2,000. Psychological support, historical horizontal support back here from February 20th, as well as the pattern completion zone of a beautiful. And oftentimes a shark has instituted the reversal to all-time highs, like it was actually the bottom. So you've got a shark there, which historically has performed well. It just looks good. And at the pattern completion zone, you expect, reversal of the trend leading into it. Okay, so the shark, man, not bad. Go. Okay, 2,000 is the mark. Let's move it to the weekly real quick here, because if it does in fact go below 2,000, this is something I was looking at prior. If you fall below 2,000, let's say it gets there and no divergence or anything, there's the harmonic, cool, but I don't know, the stock market looking terrible, it goes into either a recession or like an actual bear market, crypto will probably follow it down there. So below 2,000, the next support is going to be about $1,700. So 1,712. That is lower wicks going on from back in May of 2021, June, July. All right, so that's definitely the level below 2,000. And then below that, this peak back here from January of 2018. All right, the major run of 2017. That's at around $1,452, like $1,500. All right, so with this kind of stuff, man, I mean, what was this, the COVID crash? If we want to get real spooky, throw it from the low of the COVID crash, Fibonacci. All right, the 786 at the very least gets you right around what, $1,100, $1,130. Now this would be like real if the Nasdaq keeps dumping, recession type bear market, we're at war, like that kind of stuff, right? Then you could see Ethereum heading down to these levels. At that point, Bitcoin's heading down to like 25,000, 24, those areas. But the 200 simple moving average, this purple line, going to be there at that time most likely. So yeah, you could see a 786. I mean, you could see an 886 at like $643. It wouldn't be that wouldn't be crazy. You could probably even find a massive harmonic here. This would be kind of a wonky Gartley almost in a way. Not a Gartley, it'd be like a cipher. 786. Move this down to here. Yeah. To move it to that high. Have somewhat, yeah, of a cipher pattern going on. 786, and it could turn into a shark. 786 to the 886 down here. Again, around $600. And this truly is if we enter into a real recession in the stock market, just really bad financially, you could see Ethereum head down that level. It's not like out of the question. Okay? That could be the most beautiful time to get in as well. Not saying it's going to get there. There's a lot that needs to happen for that type of price action to occur. But just looking at fib levels of its building. Okay. But yeah, we just want Ethereum and Bitcoin really. I want Bitcoin to go to 30. I want Ethereum to come down to 2. And we'll see what it looks like at that point. Okay. That could be a really good setup. That's it on Ethereum, man. There's no action to take right now. Even if we move it to the 4 hour. 4 hour just going oversold on the RSI. It's slightly trending, up as it's going down. Whatever, man. There's no divergence. Here, have an obvious M shape going on. So here's how you find harmonics. Grab a low, throw it to the high, and just see where price is at. Okay, it got down to the 886. Like there's a bat harmonic going on here. Not quite a Gartley, but a little deep for grab. The 5.5 trend line right up at the 786 again. Confluency with the Fibonacci levels. Yeah, dude, almost perfect. Right down at the 886. This is at a pretty nice looking bullish bat harmonic pattern. It's catching a little support, man. Okay. The bat, cool. Let me get hindsight here. All right. Similar thing on the 4 hour here. You're at the 886. You got a bat harmonic, seemingly getting some kind of hammer on the 4 hour. But you got to get back above 2,661. All right, that's a major inflection point right here that you do not want to be below. So that's your next step, and you might just come up and reject it before continuing to sell. But you're oversold, sure. Maybe Ethereum pops back up to meet the 200 moving average up around 800 before coming back down to try and hold. Hard to say. But it wouldn't be shocking to get a relief rally tomorrow unless the stock market dumps and it looks bad. If stocks have a decent day, the Nasdaq, that kind of thing, yeah, they'll probably get back above their supports. But with that implication of the continuation of the downtrend on the daily time frame, you're likely need to make a lower low than the previous low, which was back here like 20. All right, you go below that low, you head down to 2,000. Simple. Got it?
Right.
That's it. That's Ethereum. Okay, let's move it to move to Binance Coin. Look. All right, Binance Coin on the daily. are kind of crap. So bearish engulfing candle forming. It's got about, what we have, 34 minutes. So we close. It is below horizontal support left. It looks like it wants to head back down to about 340. It hasn't even gone negative in the momentum yet. It had like a double top going on here. Bit of a double top, rejecting the 50-day moving average. Like this candle right here, all right, from yesterday, this indecision candle at critical support, that is where you needed the opposite candle of what you just got. You needed this to hold as support and then, you know, bullishly engulf or something. You did the opposite. You bearishly engulfed. Not only did you bearishly engulf, Binance Coin has like the same thing going on that Ethereum does. It just hasn't fully developed yet. Like it's got the lower high, higher high situation. You know what I mean? With like a double top. Okay? Gross. Disgusting. Hasn't been above its 50-day moving average since December 8th. All right, so just bad stuff. Death cross that happened, what, February 3rd? There's no real support looking left until we get back down to this prior low back here. And again, hidden bearish divergence, continuation of the downtrend on the daily. If there's a continuation of the downtrend, you need to make a lower low. So you're at least coming back probably to this low down here that you made at the end of January. That's right around 342. The 886 is right around there. You have a harmonic. Let's see if you have any kind of decent looking. Up to the 886. Some confluency there, not bad. That's kind of where it reacted initially. 886, right? Before getting this little rally. All right, so we'll throw it back there, just move it back over. If anything, you could consider this what's called the type 2 return on Binance Coin. So it reacted at the pattern completion zone. Similar thing, right? Didn't have bullish divergence on the RSI or anything. Not really even on the MACD. It was kind of the same. So, okay, you get a reaction, relief at the reversal zone. You come back down and confirm that 886 as support again at $360. So approaching again. I don't like the context given the hidden bearish divergence that's developing into the 886. It's very close to it. Like you haven't even gone negative yet. So if you get down there and let's say you get a little red candle and then it starts to reverse, I mean at that point then yeah, you would have pretty major at least class B bullish divergence. After the spring of a bullish harmonic, then yeah, man, that could be beautiful right there. And you get that on the RSI as well. That could be really good. So that potential is always there for them to come back and retest their initial springs. And if they can confirm that with the actual divergence this time, then yeah, then maybe the bottom is in there. It's possible. But it does, I think, need to come back down to about 360. For that to retest that bullish bat that it reacted at, and it got its own little M shape here. There's like a little double harmonic going on down there. We're talking like 620. And it's a little high. Want to cheat a little, like the 886. I guess you could say like, oh, it's the 886. The 786 is right here. So we're kind of at the pattern completion zone right now of a bullish Gartley. I don't like it simply because 957. You don't really want it 5 points over the 886. Kind of cheating. 618 to the 786. Sure. Yeah, you might get a reaction here. Come up. No divergence or anything. Come up. Get your head on the ceiling at $400 and then head back down to the 886 for that return. We'll see. That's something to think about though. And Frosty! Right, just come up to 400 and just...
Psych!
Come back down, perhaps. But again, I mean, there's no like good trade to be had here. What would the target be? $400. So what? 2%. Okay, and your stop loss would go right below. Risking 2% for 2% on the one. It's just nothing. Nothing. And with no divergence or anything, it's not a trade to take. Okay. That's it. For Binance Coin, man. All right. Definitely a quiet stream. Is this thing on, dude? Does this thing work? Testing.
It's a piece of crap. It doesn't work.
Huh?
Are you guys having a killer time?
Okay. Moving along, man. Let's take a look at Solana. I've had these arrows here forever, and back even here, it looked like this is the potential I had to do, right? It's got the horizontal support up here around $82. Weak, in my opinion. It's just a tiny bit of selling that occurred back there. But right around the 886 from the real low that we had back in July. So, or I'm sorry, the 786. So that zone is the 786 retrace from the July low to the all-time high. And then the peak, if you want to call it, from August 21st, right over here. So that's that zone of support that it has reacted off of once. Came up, rejected the trend line here, rejected it again, and now seemingly getting some, with Bitcoin getting some bids itself maybe, trying to hold 82 again as support. Same thing though. Hidden bearish divergence. Lower high, right? Much higher highs on the oscillators. Gone red, fully developed kind of stuff. So if it's just doing this now, if it is holding, so I guess here's the thing, right? If it is holding here and it comes up and breaks this yellow trend line that it's been respecting since December 3rd, then things get kind of interesting, because then at that point, you do in fact have like the same low going on that you had back here in January with bullish divergence on the MACD and on the RSI. So sure, if you can get that on the daily here and it disrespects the hidden bearish divergence enough to a point of where it breaks this trend line, then yes. The fact that Bitcoin is not looking so hot on the 4-hour and on other time frames, if Bitcoin starts selling off again down to 30, dude, this is not going to happen. Solana will come up, reject the trend line again, and it likely will not hold this level up here again, and it will likely head down to its 886 or this peak back here from May 18th, and that's right around like $58, probably like $50. So far the arrows have kind of held true. It might get a rally here, come up to meet the trend line again, and then if it rejects, dump. Again, no trade to be had quite yet on Solana. If you were going to try and get in, need it to break the trend line, and then on the back test maybe, right, and then put a stop loss down below, but not right now. Not really any trades to be had on much of anything at this moment, okay? Unless you're doing like a short, which I don't really talk about much on here. But yeah, man. All right.
Nice.
Cool. Move it right along. Who we got next? Avalanche. Oh, Cardano, dude. Cardano looks scary. Truly looks scary. And let me harmonic here. 886, which was right off the peak. So you have even a harmonic down there. Dude, 40 cents could be like a dream on Cardano. All right, this peak back here from May 5th. You've got like big, gigantic bullish harmonic down at the 886 back from the low in September of 2020. All right, so you get down in that area. Granted, it's another 62% down. So to be completely honest, man, and yeah, Cardano might even get a pump here or something. But just on the daily, I've been talking about this, I think, literally since I started this stream months ago. A daily candle close below $1 is like death for Cardano. Even if it doesn't, in fact, dump straight to 40 cents, you have to understand how strong $1 was. You haven't had a daily candle close below $1 since February 23rd of 2021, so about a year ago. So for an entire year, and it's touched it multiple times, as you can see, it never closed the candle below it. Not even recently. Not even as recent as late January, beginning of February. It wicked below it, but it never closed a daily candle below it. You have not now once. The first time was February 18th. You got a daily candle close below it, but you've now again continued below it. And yesterday, you had an indecision candle that closed below it. This is really, really bad for Cardano. And again, I don't really care, what this is doing. As far as like investors looking at this, they're looking at the exact same thing I'm looking at. And they're saying $1 is like the number for Cardano. If it closes below $1, out. Dude, you stay down here for a couple days, you could literally see Cardano just like dump way worse than anything else. You might see Avalanche down 10. You might see Cardano could easily be one of those ones that just gets absolutely obliterated because of just the psychological implication of where we are. That's really bad. That's really bad. So, and it doesn't even have the chance for bullish divergence on the RSI like a lot of the other coins, at least on the daily here. So, but that's not good. Moving to the 4-hour, kind of oversold again. No like divergence really to be had. You're treating this wick back here from January 22nd. You're trying to hang on to that support, but dude, I can't get over the daily. I just can't. All right, and you might even it might not just be straight death, but I mean, I can't see how something that significant doesn't cause like severe damage to the asset. I just don't see it. Okay, so just do its thing, right? And again, looking left, especially if we move it to the weekly, there's no support. You're hanging on to this wick back here from April 19th, this weekly wick. That's literally all there is. One candle, one weekly candle's wick. You really think that's going to hold? You don't even have, there's no like hidden bullish divergence or anything on this. It's just, momentum has just been steadily since February of 2021. So for the last year, the momentum has just steadily been creating lower highs. All right, so yeah, I want nothing to do with Cardano right now at all. There's no stop really to be placed. What are you going to place a stop below this 1 week candle low? What, down at like 90 cents? Why would you do that? What's the play here? Because now $1 is going to be extremely strong resistance. Okay. If Cardano goes any lower and truly breaks down, getting it back above $1 is going to be the most significant thing Cardano sees. This is the most significant thing it's done literally in like a year, is broken below. Okay. Do not want to be touching Cardano right now. Got it? But at 40 cents... Hold on. 40 cents might be where you want to be touching. You see why, right? Like, see why it makes more sense to just let it go. There's other assets that don't look this like scary, to look this bad. Look elsewhere, man. Don't get married to a point because of, it's Charles Hoskins though. Like, well, okay. It's been underperforming pretty much every single other coin since September 2021. Okay? It's been overtaken by Solana and about Avalanche. I don't know, dude. If it's an Ethereum killer, it's really that good. Why has it been underperforming terribly? If it's so good, it's below $1 now. Especially, dude, if Bitcoin goes to 30,000, Cardano's going to 40 cents. You see what I mean? It's going to vastly underperform. I don't know. That's it. That's it for Cardano. All right, we've been talking about that forever, and it has come true. It has happened. the dollar. So take a look at Avalanche, popular coin here. It up a bit. So just in this kind of broadening pattern here. Respecting this trend line, really since November 22nd, you have fallen below this horizontal support back here from January 9th. Also a peak back here from September 25th. All right, so $79, $80 is a pretty significant support for Avalanche. Now this golden box, I do believe, yeah, so I even arrowed it out, but these peaks back here, all right, these once resistances back from October, early October and late October, these two, right? Peaks treat as support, hopefully on the way back down, and then the golden box is just a result of Fibonacci. So these 618, just the golden zone actually for Avalanche. Up, right, and then between the 50% retrace and the 618 was golden zone. You've got that horizontal support right in the middle of it, all right? So there's not really any divergence or anything to speak of, at least on the daily. So we'll see if the 4-hour looks any different. No harmonic to speak of, at least from the major low that we had in the end of January. So move it to the 4-hour. Okay, so I had it drawn up. So there is one, right? So, and there's not even just one. There is the bullish cipher going on here, and a pretty good one. So from the low back in February 3rd, we had a 618 retrace. February 14th, down to around, $76. Came back up to the resistance right up around $100. I think it actually did get there. Got up to 98.88, so it didn't quite even get to 100. But now coming back down to the pattern completion zone, the 786 of a bullish cipher pattern in the middle of that golden retrace. And the golden retrace zone is from this low back here. So there's a few things going on in this zone regarded as a strong support level. Again, if Bitcoin sells off and is truly dumping, maybe you get something like this, but the downtrend will continue and it will follow in Bitcoin. But dude, down in here, you get some divergence or something. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff you look for. Multiple variables, multiple arguments to say like this is a strong level of support. There are some supports and some resistances that are stronger than others. And when you can line up variables at those resistance and supports, again, it just makes them all stronger, all the more stronger, the more strong. Oh, there it is, all the more strong.
Oh my god.
The English professors would be disappointed in me, but yeah, so keep this in mind, all right? This zone between $70 and $75, approaching it. Strong support for Avalanche. Take a look at the weekly. Not it. Let's take a look at the weekly. Like this upper wick crap, dude, is not good. That's like a gravestone doji. All right. Gravestone doji is just like a long upper wick after some an uptrend before no body whatsoever with a long upper wick. All right, after an uptrend, that is like book gravestone doji right here. The prior week was actually the textbook gravestone doji, which is a very powerful reversal indicator, Japanese candlestick type stuff. Obe, is it you? It is me. My real name is Ryan, R-Y-N, but Obe is the name of the channel, and you know, I go by it sometimes, so yes, I would say it is me, indeed. What's going on, man? Frosty! Welcome. But, so Avalanche get a double gravestone doji, kind of below this peak back here from September 20th on the weekly. That's really bad, actually, price action. That's really not good on a weekly time frame. So Avalanche, look, you've got that strong zone of support down in here. Sure. Oh, on top of it, throw the 200-day moving average down there. So dude, that is strong, right around $70, $72. So you break that, head down to like 60, 61. At that point, dude, the weekly is truly reversing off of these candlesticks here. Yeah, man. Let's take a real look. I mean, obviously, you would have support like right here. Okay. Horizontal support back in October 11th of 2021, as well as January 17th. The 50-day moving, or the 50 simple moving average right there as well. So $50, also psychological. That's, according to these candles, man, on the weekly, that's likely where Avalanche is going. Like $50 in time, right? This could take weeks, but hey, you're really good at TA, and I like your monkey bed. Monkey bed. That is not a monkey bed. That is a monkey portrait next to a futon. I'll give you that, though. It's close enough. Really good at TA. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Did that. Just sharing what I know. Aren't really my ideas, just and much smarter and better than me took the time to analyze thousands of charts and come out and say, hey, we've noticed certain things, and here it is, and now you're repeating what they said. All right, but yeah, man, the weekly does not look good. Not look good. So we truly continue to sell off. You get $50, Avalanche. All right. Gross. Finally, and Tanky Champ TO. Hey, if you have anything you want me to take a look at, man, it's free. Throw it in the chat. Happy to do an analysis for you. Just hanging out, man. Join the Discord up top. I don't know if have you been in the Discord or anything. Sound like you know who I am, but I do not know. I never grew up or knew any Tanky. No, Tanky Champ. Sounds like a martial art or something. Is that what it is? Move it to total market cap. Yuck. Gross. Disgusting. Daily candle. Closing below. Bearish engulfing below $1.75 trillion are at this support back here from September 21st. Also resistance back here. June, May. Through that support also April 27th. Okay, so strong level of support. Broken pretty decisively. Bearish engulfing stuff. Next level of support. This inflection point back here from April 20th. Right here. All right, so that's right around like 1.65 trillion. Let's see. Fibonacci can it up. Low to the high. Not really. Kind of in the middle of the 618 and the 786. So what I do see an M shape forming on here. So let's do something like this. Random sound effects kill me. Thank you, dude. Which one's your favorite? I'm always adding new ones too. If you have any ideas, man, any movies or anything that you've got like your favorite quotes or anything from, again, you can just go in the Discord or whatever, just throw them in there. I've got a whole channel for suggestions. But yeah, they're mostly like things from movies and just obviously just
hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Anything that makes me chuckle, I'll put it in
Oh,
here.
do ya?
And at this point, I've got way too many.
Yeah, I've been immunized.
But yeah, at the end of the day, they all speak to me in some kind of way, especially this one.
We want more money.
We do indeed, right? But this is a mess. I need to do better with cleaning my charts. Got going on here. Hold on. All right, hold on. Let me clean. Hear how she can slap.
Oh my god.
How can she slap?
How can she? Truly, that is the question that everybody wants an answer to. How can she slap? Seen the video, I don't know how she can slap. Clearly, he did not know how she could slap either, because he then proceeds to go right back. And then all the dudes on set literally like beat his, whoop him. I have to go now, but I promise I'll be back for the next live. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for stopping by, truly. You have a good night. Thank you. But all right, total market cap. I'm trying to get a bearing right now for what I'm looking at. I need to clean it. Hold on a goddamn.
Hold on.
Let me move this to the daily. Daily. Cool. That. All right, so you're just in the middle of this zone here, this range between 1.65 and 1.75. So again, the market is oversold. So without any divergence or anything, oversold, bear flag type stuff going on. Maybe it gets relief in a rally before coming up and rejecting, or it just goes sideways before making a decision to the downside. It's a 50-50 shot. Coin toss, you don't know. This is not an area to be taking a trade. And if this is the total market, there's really not an area on any coins right now to be taking a trade. That's what the total market is implying. Crypto in general is kind of a 50-50 shot. So just saying, man, there's levels. Just wait for it to get down to a level that is showing like historical support and stuff. It might take a day or two to get there. Not every day is meant to taking a trade unless you're shorting and buying as a day trader, then yeah, sure. But for what we do here, just looking to take a long at an area that makes sense as far as a swing trade is concerned. This is death for a swing trader. Literally just a 50-50 shot. So that's on the 4 hour. Let me see. Again, we're probably at some kind of harmonic here. Right down to like 8, pretty close. That's deep, man. That's at the 886, I guess, right? But a little deep even for a bat. Not even a bat, really, because you get a 5% swing, right? But the 50% retrace is the max for the bat. You're at the 59.1% retrace. So almost I guess you could consider it the 618, giving it that swing. Kind of, it's at like a Bartley pattern here. It's just the 886 Gartley. Classic Gartley is the 786. 886 is referred to as the Bartley or the Fartley, whatever you want to call it.
Oh my god.
So it's at the 886 from this low back here, February 3rd support. So we'll see, man. Again, yeah, sure, maybe the markets have a decent day tomorrow, but there's nothing implying like a reversal to highs and break resistance. If anything, it's just implying to get back to resistance weekly with weakness. Softly, maybe. Or rejecting and coming back down. Okay. Have to hang on, man. All right. Yeah, total market cap. Anything as far as divergence goes? Look at the 1 hour, because we did get that pump, bullish engulfing. Look, even this, like at the 886 on the hourly, you got a massive bullish engulfing candle. Sweet. Immediate selling. All right, immediate selling. Dark cloud cover, crap. 5 minutes to close. It's just like pumped up into death. You know what I mean? Instant selling occurred with the pump, and now on the 4 hours, just an indecision candle. So gross. And on the daily, massive bearish engulfing. It looks like there's more downside over the next few days on crypto and on everything, even on stocks. They look just as bad, but in stocks, I think even look worse. So, what do we got? 5 minutes until the candle closes. So let's go back here and let me show you something real quick. All right, just kind of ease your mind. I want to show you the Wyckoff theory on Bitcoin right now, and it's following it pretty well. I thought I was a little early with phase A here. I thought I called it a little off. Maybe we had a little bit higher to go up until like 50 before rejecting 50 to come back down and retest. But this is what it looks like is happening, and this is what's called the Wyckoff accumulation. So Richard Wyckoff coined this. Been around since the 30s. He worked in stocks his whole life, and what he noticed is that the institutional money, what he called the composite man, the composite operator, had a pattern that they would do in major assets where you could just see like a cycle. And it's designed to psychologically shake out like retail investors, stuff like that. So he saw retail investors getting what he called fleeced. I like that word. And basically put out the secret. And you can see it happening. So what ends up happening in Wyckoff is that you have what are called accumulation phases, distribution phases, you have markups and markdowns. So after an accumulation phase happens, you'll have the markup, which is generally like a run to all-time highs or just major upward trend. And after distribution phases, you'll have what are called the markdowns. Down, selling, downtrend, bear market, whatever you want to call it, before finding the bottom. And then creating the pattern all over again. So, I mean, we could see here, this I put out February 11th. After we made that higher high, after we made that higher high in February 11th, the pattern was starting to look similar. And the reason I'm doing it here is because we had the distribution phase that happened back in October. So I don't have that mapped out here, but as far as the accumulation phase goes, there's phase A, B, C, D, E. If we go ahead and hit play, we can indeed see that the price is selling back down, had a slight pull up, right? It's not like going to be a 1-to-1, but we can see this is the Wyckoff pattern. It did come down, follow the pattern so far. And in this theory, we need to make a lower low than the start of the accumulation. All right, which would be right here, January 22nd, this major low. And that would put us right down around 30,000. So this is true. We'll come down. We'll have some pullbacks along the way, right, to shake people out. But ultimately, we need to make that lower low than the previous low. That's where they're really trying to shake out and scare the retail investors. Now, keep this in mind. If stocks go into a real bear market and a recession, Bitcoin's probably selling down, bear market, and continuing the downside. All right, this probably won't happen. It's not like stocks are going to continue down and then Bitcoin's going to decouple for the first time ever and go up instead. Who knows? I don't know what the environment will be at that time. If inflation is like the major problem and people flood away from cash to Bitcoin for the first time ever, like truly, and maybe it'll look different, but all things remaining the same, it would fall through. But if we get around 30,000 and the narrative changes where they're raising rates and the market's been priced in and, you know, stocks are rebounding and they're looking better and stuff like that, and we start to see Bitcoin doing this, continuing and following in this, you know, blueprint, then we know that the composite man present entered in around 30,000 or whatever that lower low is going to be. I don't know. Could be 28,000, 29. I don't know exactly. We're just looking at like historical supports. But again, even down here, this is where you want to start seeing divergence stuff, okay? So this is the blueprint, but we apply all of the other factors that we talk about here, the divergence, the candlesticks, structure, stuff like that, harmonics down in that level. And if we see similar stuff to what we saw back here in June, this is an accumulation phase right here in June. After distribution, major markdown, accumulation, major markup, distribution, markdown, accumulation. And it might be faster than this. Might not go all the way out into whatever this is, but this is the pattern we want to look for. This is implying that we need to make another lower low. So, doesn't mean that we're doomed at 30,000. That might be exactly where the composite man gets in, the institutional investors. They'll try and shake out along the way before the major markup at phase E, which puts us up into another distribution phase, maybe around $100,000. Huh? That'd be nice, right? Nice. We'll see. But so far, following the blueprint pretty well. Okay. And even if it is off, even if we rally here and go up to like 50, I may have been a little bit off on the phase A part. So that's a possibility, and if that happens, then the Wyckoff accumulation phase is still kind of intact, and I'll show you why that is, but another time. But yeah, so far, like we're in the accumulation phase. Cool. The weekly candle just closed. All right, so let's take a look at it on Bitcoin here. Disgusting. This is like an evening star kind of crap. Confirmed on the weekly. Not good. That's just not a good candle pattern. Japanese candle pattern's bad. Resistance, or what was once support, up around here, right at like 45,000 as resistance. So just head. That's it, dude. All right, can do it. This next upcoming week might be pretty bad, might be pretty gross. This upcoming week really might get back down to like the $32,000 to $34,000 area. We'll see. Yeah, we might get some days where we get some relief in the meantime, but overall, man, just not good. Not good stuff. So that's it. All I have to say. Anybody that was in here, anybody that's watching this later, I appreciate it. Love the support. Keeps me going. This is just fun for me to do, but whenever you guys show up and interact a little bit, it truly makes it 10 times better. So I appreciate all that. Go ahead. The link is at the top of the chat. The Discord, get in there. I usually do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So any days I'm not doing the stream, I'm always in the Discord. Any questions or anything, there's all kinds of resources and books and websites and patterns and stuff on there that you can familiarize yourself with. Because, yeah, you could come on here and you could just listen to me tell you what to do, but invest in yourself, learn the stuff yourself, and you could just go out and find your own assets and trade them yourself and start making money. You don't have to listen to what other people are telling you. All right, you can just be your own person, okay? And I'll do everything I can to help you along that path. So that's it. Hit the like button, the sub, the bell lets you know when I do go live if you're interested in tuning into these live chats. But that's gonna do it, guys. The Instagram, the Twitter, all that shiz. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, keep it real, keep it chill, keep it groovy. Like that one. Keep it groovy, but more important than that, more important than any of those, more important than anything, always forget, keep it technical. Frosty! All right, pause.
Are you not entertained?
Okay. Are you guys having a killer time?